Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about another important topic in ecology about R and K selection. About R and K selection. And K selection. Today is my 100th class and the objective of my classes is to serve for the needs of poor and needy students. Okay. Accordingly, you may like, comment, share and subscribe. Before we go into the topic, we're going to learn certain important basics pertaining to R and K selection about energy partitioning or allocation. Energy partitioning or allocation. Energy partitioning and allocation with respect to P and R. Here, P stands for production and R stands for respiratory or maintenance. Here, production means growth and reproduction. Energy partitioning or allocation. That means a proper energy partitioning or allocation should be done, which is essential for the sustenance of an ecosystem. What exactly partitioning here? Say for example, the first consideration for any animal is survival, what we call maintenance energy. It's called R. The first consideration, it has to give in the energy consideration to R. After it gets survived, the additional energy should be allocated to P, what we call production, that means for growth and reproduction. So therefore, but there should be a balance, an optimum balance between R and P with accordance to the situations or environment for the survival of the environment, that means for the ecosystem. Of course, in particular for the survival of a particular species, say with respect to next generation I am saying. So there should be an optimum balance between P and R. Okay, then first of all we have to discuss about what is maintenance energy. Maintenance energy. As we have mentioned, any individual or population grows or reproduce when they acquire more than the maintenance energy. And here the maintenance energy is with respect to, or that means it consists of a basal metabolic rate or resting plus a multiple of this to include the minimum activity for survival under field conditions. Simply what we call existence energy. Okay, existence energy. Existence energy. It's mainly for basal metabolic rate. Consists of metabolic rate plus survival under field conditions. Plus survival under field conditions. These are the two essential components of maintenance energy, what we call existing energy. Then coming back to the reproductive energy, what we call net reproductive energy. Net reproductive energy. Here, what exactly the reproductive energy? The energy allocated for the growth of reproductive organs, for mating, for parental care, that means for giving us young ones like seeds, eggs and parental care. All these comes under net reproductive energy. I told already. First the maintenance energy, then followed by the additional allocation of the allocation of energy to reproductive energy. There should be a balance between these two. So here the entire concept of R and K selection depends on these: maintenance energy and the reproductive energy. This is very important. What we call partitioning of energy. For that here organisms strive to get, this is actually a benefit and cost. Benefit and cost ratio. Benefit and cost ratio. Organisms try to get a favorable benefit and cost. To get this point, to get the a strategic balance between maintenance energy and reproductive energy, organisms try to get a favorable benefit and cost. What is benefit and what is cost? Of course, obviously the benefit means energy input, whereas cost means energy allocated for maintenance energy. This is about benefit and cost, but we have to discuss about the same. Benefit and cost is very important. Benefit and cost. Benefit and cost ratio. This equal to means energy input energy input minus, okay, then maintenance energy cost. Maintenance energy cost. These are very important. Energy input plus maintenance energy cost. They try to get this favorable. Why? Because if they get sufficient balance, that means sufficient extra energy, the same may be utilized for reproductive energy. That's the point. Because it is for for future generation. They have to transfer the gene to future generations. For that they have to involve, that means in reproductive activities. For that there should be a sufficient allocation of energy. So for that there should be a beneficial benefit cost ratio. That's it. That means energy input minus maintenance energy cost. Okay, how? What we call, there is a, we all knew that natural selection pressure. Natural selection pressure. A natural selection pressure, it's like a force, a necessary evils, forces the animal to drive to get an efficient stage, to get higher efficiency. Say for example, with respect to autotrophs, how? What exactly it means? Say autotrophs with respect to, for autotrophs. For with respect to autotrophs, say the usable light minus energy allocated for trapping. That means say leaves. Usable light means the amount the food has, that means convertible into food is the usable light, minus the energy allocated for trapping. That means there are certain trapping components in a plant like leaves. So there should be sufficient allocation of energy for the maintenance of the same. This is called, this is about autotrophs. That means benefit and cost in case of autotrophs. In case of animals, in case of animals, usable energy in food minus energy allocated for food searching and feeding. Usable energy in food plus food searching and for feeding. That means energy allocated for food searching and feeding with respect to animals and with respect to autotrophs. So these are all about benefit and cost ratio. That means here the objective I told you already. There is an intense natural selection pressure. The organisms that try to get efficiency. Efficiency means what we call optimization. Optimization. It can be achieved in two ways. Number one, either they can reduce, that means minimize the time. Minimize means efficient searching for food or conversion. Number two, maximizing the energy input. Say they may get large amount of food or or energy conversion sources. Say for example, if you get a large amount of food, they get large energy input. That means maximizing the energy input. Optimization, it can be achieved in two ways. One, minimizing time. Two, or maximizing energy input. These are the two ways that organisms that try to enhance their efficiency. That means optimization. Of course, the sole objective is to is to enhance the additional allocation of energy for reproduction, for future generation. That's it. Okay. Then the ultimate concept, that leads to the ratio of reproductive energy to maintenance energy. That ultimately drives what we call reproductive energy and that means maintenance energy. This is very important. There should be a strategic balance for the survival of the present and survival of the future. And it depends on several factors. That means not just the size of the organism. We knew that larger the animal, larger the maintenance. For example, if we are living in a larger city, a complex city, there should be a larger maintenance energy. Smaller the organism, smaller the maintenance energy. That's it. But apart from this size of the organism, there are several life cycle. There are several other factors like population density and carrying capacity. Population density and carrying capacity. Carrying capacity, simply called K. What is carrying capacity? Any habitat may have sufficient resources to support or accommodate a maximum number of organisms. It is this limit. For example, we are organizing a function and we have invited some 500 people, and for a backup we maintain some 100 extra. That means 600 is our carrying capacity, but 1600 people came. That means beyond our carrying capacity reach. That's the carrying. It's the maximum, resource potentiality of an habitat. So these are two essential factors that also influences the ratio of reproductive energy to maintenance energy. Say how this can be explained. Say that there are two conditions. There are two cases, for example, say uncrowded environment. Say uncrowded environment and crowded environment. Uncrowded means here the carrying capacity is high. There is relatively less competition, lots of resources. Here, crowded environment, there what we call intense competition. And how the animals, the organisms behave. In uncrowded environment, this ratio is different. For example, higher reproductive ratio. That means higher reproductive potentiality. Higher reproductive potentiality. In the sense, natural selection selects those species which have higher reproductive potentiality. Whereas in case of crowded environment, natural selection selects species which have better chances for maintenance, which have better chances for survival. Because here the prima facie importance is survival. Because the environment is crowded, for example, human being. Crowded environment. That means here there is intense carrying capacity role, density dependent. But here uncrowded environment, that means density dependent factors may not come into play in uncrowded environment. What we call it is density independent. So accordingly, here this maximum energy is for maintenance. Most of the part they allocate energy for maintenance. Here for reproductive potential, because there is no competition. Resources are ample. So accordingly, there are two specific strategic reproductive selections, what we call R and K selection. That's it. That's how the issue is connected. R and K selection. These leads to two separate selections, R and K. Here R means intense reproductive rate. Intense reproductive rate. Here K means carrying capacity. We already discussed. Carrying capacity. R and K selections. These are reproductive selection strategies. Reproductive selection strategies. That's it. So that means what exactly it means? Here R selection, that means natural selection, operates in unstable environment. Whereas K operates in relatively, that means stable environment. I will tell you. Okay. But for better understanding of allocation of energy, how this can be signified. For example, we'll take three cases. For example, say that in one case there is high predation. In one case there is high competition. In another case there is low competition and low predation. And fourth case there is equal selection pressures. Considering these three parameters, we can hypothesize how the energy is allocated and how this can be related to this same. Say for example, say we can draw a particular graph for better understanding. Say for example, low competition and low predation. For example, say this is competition for, and this is for predation, and this is for offspring. This is for offspring. Offspring. Red is for offspring. This is for competition. competition, and this is for predation. Okay, then it would be 75, this will be 10, this will be 15 for understanding. Okay, another case we'll take, there will be there will be high competition. These are all with respect to energy allocation. Okay, energy allocation. That means 75 units of energy should be to offspring because there is low competition predation. Now what we call untoward environment, we can say like that. High competition, no? High competition means, say, most of the energy should be allocated to for competition, then less for offspring, and at the same time for predation. Here it is 75, this is 75, this is 10, and this is 50. Another two cases, there is high predation. Say high predation. Then appropriately the energy will be allocated like this. Appropriately the energy will be allocated. High predation. Then equal selection pressure. Equal selection. This is almost like this. Like this. That's it. It's like, here it is 75 and it is 15, it is 10. There is 40, this is 30, this is also 30. That means depending on the kind of environment, what I want to signify is, depending on the kind of environment, there are four situations, and this is like energy allocation for offspring versus predation versus competition. Here in one case, there is low competition and predation. So obviously the energy, say, that means energy allocated for offspring for reproduction is high, say 75. In another case, say, it can be said as odd selection. In high competition, where there is the maximum, that means more amount of energy has to be allocated for maintenance, 75, and appropriately for predation and offspring. High predation, the same for predation and appropriately for competition and offspring. If there is equal selection pattern, nearly equal, approximately equal. Okay, it's like, so what exactly are in case selection? Depending on the kind of environment, the energy should be partitioned, but there should be balance between so among different components for different life activities, so that the present survival of the energy and the future survival should be maintained. Okay, then coming to the important bit, what is odd selection first? We already discussed. What is odd selection? Odd selection. Here, I already discussed. Odd selection takes place in an unstable environment. Here, what is unstable environment? Here, though resources are ample, but environmental forces are very extreme. Say animals living in tidal pool. What happens there? Either the animals may get dashed upon, that means the rocks, or they fall prey to a predator. This is very important. That means the rate of mortality is high. So to avoid that, the strategic or reproductive selection strategy is a unique pattern. How? They have to produce maximum amount of offsprings in one go. That means just in one reproductive chance, that means in one reproductive what we call go, they have to produce maximum number of offspring, what we call cheap babies. What is cheap babies? Cheap baby means here mortality rate is high because of environmental fluctuations. So to promote, that means to protect their race, they produce maximum amount of offsprings. They are called precocial offspring. They grow rapidly. At the same time, they mature. They also mature early. What we call precocial. What happens, for example, 100 eggs, I'll say it is very common in invertebrates. For example, say in fishes, insects, spiders, for example, insects, spiders, for example, fishes also. They produce maximum amount of eggs, say 100 eggs, out of which 50 may reach the larva stage, out of which 20 may they reach the reproductive stage, out of which 10 may have they involve in reproductive activities. So that means 100 to 10. 100 to 10. Ultimately, at least 10 are there. At least 10 they can transfer the genes to the next generation. Rest may go down. That means they may die at various life activities because of natural perturbation, because of extreme natural forces. This is very important. What we call R selection. Here, R means intensive reproductive rate. It means maximum amount of, that means more number of offspring, what we call cheap babies in one go. That means low energy investment babies. So that at least few may survive, at least some may survive at the end. Actually, R selection and K selection, they are both extreme natural, that means what we call twin strategic reproductive natural selections. At one end, R selection, at the other end, K selection. Depending on the kind of environment. Here, unstable environment, so cheap babies, low investment babies, and here they early mature, that means rapid growth, so that they at least some may survive to transfer them for the next generation. This is about R selection. And how about K selection? You know, K. It's the same component, but in a reversible manner. K selection. I told you already, carrying capacity. It will take place in a most stable environment. Here, expensive babies. Here, they mature late maturity. Intense parental care. Intense parental care. Say for example, whales, elephants, even man. You know, K selection, I told you, carrying capacity. Here, the population is near or at the carrying capacity. The competition is high. So, how the strategy will be, how to protect their present survival and their future survival. They will produce, that means they have more than one reproductive chance. Unlike in the R selection, they have more than one reproductive chance, but they produce few offsprings. Say for example, human being. We produce most of the part in one baby at one time, sometimes twins, the rest of the rare 3, that's it. But in case, in general I'm saying, okay, but you know, in case of the same concept here also, few babies but expensive babies, there is an intense parental care. What is expensive? Here, lot of energy has to be allocated for parental care. You know, and late maturity, altricial, what we call, you know, altricial. Late maturity. You know, they grow. There is a huge bearing on the carrying capacity. The animals like we, you know, generally follow this K selection. K, reproductive natural selection. I told you already. The strategic twin natural selection. Type 2 is K selection. It will operate in stable environment. Here, expensive babies, longer period for maturity, and you know what we call altricial condition and intense parental care. So the contrasting features, you know, between R versus K selections. So the ultimate aim is, you know, to serve, that means survival of the present and survival of the future. I told you already, there should be a strategic balance between maintenance energy and reproductive energy, which has been, you know, influenced by different factors like population density and carrying capacity. Here, in K selection, density dependent means since there is a competition for with respect to scarce resources, density dependent factors will come into play. How? For example, if we draw a survivorship curve, you know, survivorship curve, you can understand better. Survivorship curve, what we call survivorship curve. Say like this. Say this is number of individuals and this is time. That means generations. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Say, we will get here the R selection. Then here the K selection. I told you already. Here in R selection, the organisms are small. The number of individuals are less, say, very less, because of intense natural forces. Mortality rate is high. High mortality. Means high mortality. Because of unstable environment. Case of K selection, stable environment, but longer lifespan. Longer lifespan. Because of stable environment. This is a best graph that depicts what we call a survivorship curve with respect to R and K selection. The most important thing is the distinguishing unstable, stable, small longevity, that means low lifespan or small lifespan, longer lifespan. That's it. This is how the R and K selection they come into. That means the natural selection come into play depending on the kind of environment. Okay, it's about R and K selection. Okay. So the objective, as I said, mentioned, the objective of my class is to search for the needs of poorly needy students. Okay.